All right, we are live. I will be admitting everyone in, also making sure that I pause this YouTube so I'm not getting anything extra. But just wanted to welcome everybody. Hey, it is Thursday morning. I guess more of a morning for me than people further east than where I am. It's getting close to the afternoon for them. But wanted to welcome everybody into our Thursday Mastermind Roundtable discussion. Going to continue on our topic through the week, which has been your message, and have had some great opportunities, conversations, one-off throughout the week. Been in multiple Zooms where we're just talking about the power of making sure that your message is correct and it's what you want to be portraying to others. So we'll be doing a quick 15-minute live training here. Then we're going to continue on with everyone within the group and get further and deeper into the conversation. Hopefully we have some participation from the aspect of what your message has been and potentially how it could be adjusted moving forward. But this is why we're here, and this is what we're doing. So I'm going to dive into this and talk a little bit about your message. You know, the other day we talked about the difference between your message and your story. Your message really is that billboard. It is the first initial point of contact of when you're reaching out or getting interaction starting to happen with people, and being able to make it intriguing enough for them to want to have a conversation with you. Sometimes it can be dry and you don't know where to start conversations, but always making sure when I'm going into a conversation, an event, a networking event, whatever that is, that I've got my message down and I know with 100% accuracy, 100% within me, I know that I'm here to support, I'm here to help, I'm here to listen, and potentially I have something that can help everyone along the way in their journeys. So talking about your message, you've got to believe in your message enough that it will resonate with others. Going into a lot of conversations, you need to make sure that it's not always about you, right? We talk networking events, and you're there to learn about others where you could potentially support them and help them out. Our message is from Elify is to help people reach success. And how can that be done? It's within a community of like-minded people, but it's also done through a system that's provided from Elify that we believe is second to none from the aspect of having micro technologies that allow people to portray their message to others in these types of events, either online or offline, face-to-face with someone, but getting something resonating out there to others. We know in so many instances, you're going into a conversation, and a lot of times what you're going to be hearing is the self-serving message of the individuals. And that's not what it's always about. It's about understanding the pain points or the elements within their life that they're experiencing, the hurdles, the barriers, and saying, you know, I'm hearing what you're saying, and I've been listening intently. That here is my message. This is what I have found. These are the experiences, and that's a lot of times what people are looking for are other people's experiences, and saying, you know, you potentially walked a similar path as me, and you may have found something that has supported you in moving your message forward, and how this type of element can be delivered from myself as well. I was talking yesterday and had an opportunity to go on a live, and you know, within my past life of athletics, there was a large branch or a large governing body of college athletics, and we all know it as the NCAA. And when I was an athlete, we were basically had everything covered for by being a student athlete. We had our rooms taken care of, our books, our classes, if you're on scholarship. And universities in turn sold some paraphernalia, sold jerseys that may have had your likeness on it. Well, fast forward 22 years later, and here we are, and it's the world of likeness in amateur athletics, and where these individuals now in college are essentially getting paid for the jersey sales and for their name. And I think that's really something that is a topic that can be brought into business conversation, is we all have a likeness. And how are we getting our likeness out there, our message, our story, and delivering it in a way that other people understand what we do. There's brands, there's services that we provide, there's products that we represent, there's opportunities that we want to also present. And we have to have a compelling message to our likeness to be able to portray that to others and understand that maybe they should take a look at what you have or what you're offering or the group you're wanting to involve them into. So a lot of times when having your message, I'm going to tie this over into another topic we've talked many times about, is having a habit. Habitually knowing what my message is. If I've got a bad habit of going into conversations and just talking and not really listening, then my habit becomes more of an enemy to me. A bad habit is more of an enemy, where a good habit of having the correct message, listening, understanding is more of your ally in having these types of conversations. So delivering the right message, how much time has someone actually spent or understand what their message should be, and how can they deliver it? Because you have to have the utmost clarity in what your message is going to be, right? When, where, and how are you going to implement this message? I have to know in all situations, there's a potential to be talking to someone and potentially getting my message out there. Now, again, your message is your billboard. It's not your story. Your story is when you start interacting and you're doing some follow-ups and you're having deeper conversations. And maybe you're grabbing coffee that you're intended to meet with them for a half hour, and it goes for hours because the conversation is so, it's just great. It's flowing between the two of you. You're building trust. You're building an understanding of how each other sort of have gone about their lives, the paths that they've run, the hurdles that they've experienced that might go along with you. So a lot of times within our message, we also have to know that, these are the words that I live by. We here at Elify are about supporting, and what we do as students, as teachers, as providers in business is all we want to do is support in anyone and everyone who would like to reach success. And we know there's a path to get there. And it's by coming into a community of like-minded individuals. Larger groups also understand this, that this is how groups form. This is how communities form, is there's an interest, there's an idea, there's a thought of wanting to advance in not only our personal lives, but in our professional lives. And other people have walked different paths, maybe similar paths, and saying, how can we share information that is relevant and acceptable, that I can basically say, hey, I've walked the path of this person. They're doing something different than I am, and they're seeing better results. Is there an opportunity that I can participate in this? And it's what we love about this Elify community, is anyone can participate. And that's what we love about it. When creating my story, I have to have conviction. I have to have conviction, not my story. Yeah, obviously my story is the conviction, but my message, I have to be committed to it. The success, the values that I bring into this. One of the biggest values that I have is integrity. We're going to do the right thing at all times for all people, no matter what it is. Another thing that, words to live by, we've talked about it. It's on my arm: family, faith, hope, believe, love, and dream. I look at it every day. I can repeat it over and over. It's in order on my arm. In the same instance, I can turn it sideways, and I've even branded it to a fact that it's in my last name. Like, that is the integrity of what I want to do. That is what I want to focus on. And then within your message is being committed to it, right? How committed am I? Well, ER and I are so committed to Elify and so committed to the message and the story and the success that people can reach, that we've burned the boat. We are all in. I was telling a story yesterday of a story that I have heard of a phenomenal inspirational speaker. His name's Eric Thomas. And he was talking that he had heard a story of an individual who had a mentor and said, hey, you're successful, and you're successful in everything you do. I want to know the secret. And he goes, okay, I'm going to teach you a lesson. I'm going to teach you the lesson that I learned, and hopefully it resonates with you. So we're going to start this little adventure tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. and you're going to meet me at the beach. The guy's like, 4 a.m. Okay. His alarm clock goes off at 3:30 and he's getting ready to push snooze. And then he's like, you know what? He's successful. He's going to teach me a lesson. I need to get up and I need to get to the beach. He gets up, he gets over to the beach, and the mentor says, now get in the water. I want you to get in the water. It's like, but it's freezing. It's 4 a.m. It's basically the fall going into the winter. The water temperature is low. And he's like, okay, I'll get in the water. Well, the mentor comes out with him and they start talking, and he just grabs him by the shoulders and dunks him under the water and is holding him there. The guy's like, what is going on? He's fighting, he's kicking, scratching, whatever he can do to get out of the water. And he finally lets him up, and he's gasping for air. And he goes, what were you fighting for? He's like, well, I was fighting to breathe. I needed to take a breath. I was drowning. And he goes, that's what life is, right? Everyone's drowning, and they don't know how to swim, but they know how to fight to get air. And that's the same thing with success. You have to want it bad enough, just as bad as you want to breathe. You want to make sure that your message and your story is so ingrained with you that you live it on a daily basis. So we start building our message because now we have clear intent on what our message should be, right? Having a clear intent. There's possibilities that if everyone in this world walked their talk, we can only imagine how amazing this world could be, right? Because there's very, very, very few that actually live their message, that live what they say. So the world that's filled with intentions is great, but they need to become reality. You have to have some intent in what you're doing. A common denominator for success and having the right message that we find across many conversations and many individuals that we talk to and people that reach success is the fact that they formed a habit with their message. They formed a habit with their lives. That the habit of doing the right thing is that failures don't like to do those things, right? Forming a positive habit, forming a great habit is something that people all the time are being judged and getting pulled back by others, but that's a sign of weakness, and that's a sign of failure. So making sure I've got my correct message and I am so impacted with it, I have so much conviction that I know what my story is going to be. So we're here to the end of our live training, and then we'll continue on with everyone here, and hopefully everyone participates. But what the story is here at Elify is the success of Elify will be the day when we can't count the number of successful people we've helped to the top, because we've helped everyone. That's what our message is. That's why we are here as a community, to be able to say that there's a platform that if you have intent of having a successful professional life, there's a map, there's a way to do that. There's a community here to support. And that's why we've created Elify. There's technologies available, micro technologies, that allow me to get my message out there to anyone and everyone, whether it's in face-to-face conversations or if it's online and I'm just meeting someone for the first time. I can relay that message. I can bring them into the fold, because more often than not, people are looking for someone that has a simpler way, a better path, or another path that they can explore. We're all here reaching for success, reaching for significance, and that's what we love about it at this community is we're here to support in your message and getting it relayed out to others. And hopefully they get to be able to see the opportunities that are in front of them and reach for those with the intention of knowing that success is achievable. So we're going to wrap up the live here. That's on YouTube. Everyone, if you haven't joined us, remember tomorrow we have Friday with the Founders. That's at 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Keep ER in your thoughts and prayers. He is going through a little bit of a back procedure. These started yesterday through today and tomorrow. So he won't be on tomorrow, Friday with the Founders, but he'll be back up Monday morning when we get on our sprint planning. And hopefully we will have a phenomenal topic to be talking about next week to continue on in business concepts and ideas moving forward. So with that, we're going to wrap up this live and we're going to continue on. If you're watching over on YouTube, feel free to jump on the Zoom. You can find those in our social links. Also, if you're on the app, you should have got a push notification. Those will be within your announcements. But from myself, everyone here at Elify, the network,